Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that, and we enjoy our partnership with Diener as well. I am reminded that as Secretary of Labor and Licensing in Maryland, I was in charge of elevator inspections, so that's another form of transportation. You don't mind getting in an elevator with other people, so you ought to think about getting in a car or getting in a bus with folks as well. When I left Raleigh this morning, I live and work in downtown Raleigh. We were wondering how long it might take us to get here, so we decided it would be much smarter than each of us driving alone to carpool. So 3 of us came out together. Also looked at the Triangle Transit buses going as we came and wondered how many more cars would be on the interstate if we hadn't provided that transit option. So events like this Smart Commute Challenge will hopefully help increase the numbers of people in those van pools, in the car pools, on buses, on bikes. We're working to extend the greenway all the way from the park all the way into downtown Raleigh, so people will have that option to ride their bikes very safely from Raleigh. We also have the American Tobacco Trail coming out of Durham, so we're focused in the Transportation Department on making sure all of these commutes can be done safely and effectively. During last year's challenge, we had reports that the participants saved over 77,000 gallons of gas, enough to fill up 100 hybrid electric cars 65 times each. We reduced CO2 emissions equivalent to the annual carbon footprint of about 40 people. Perhaps the most important statistic is that half of last year's participants who had previously driven alone to work every day were willing to continue alternative commuting at least once a week after the challenge ended. So once you get into this and understand the ease of using a van pool or a carpool or taking the bus, even if you do it only 1 or 2 days a week, it makes a big difference. Now, if you visit our headquarters building in downtown Raleigh, on the corner, it was built in 1950, I think, on the corner of the building, it says Highway Building. But we are much more than a highway department these days. And in fact, the front door says Transportation, Department of Transportation. So we want to make sure that we are enhancing all forms of transportation, not just roads. If you come out here, we don't have much room to expand I-40 anymore. I mean, there's just not physical space to keep adding lanes. And that's true around the state. As we look at these urban congested areas, we've got to provide choices. So what's the solution? It's really to make our communities more pedestrian friendly, more bicycle friendly, accommodate transit in a much more aggressive way. We will reduce the rush hour traffic snarls that we all hate to sit in, and we will also benefit our environment in a dramatic way, continuing to improve the air quality that we all appreciate. We've recently implemented in North Carolina something called a Complete Streets policy, and that policy says that every project we take on, we must consider alternative forms of transportation. For example, before we build a new road, we just don't focus on the vehicle traffic. We must look at incorporating alternative forms in the design process. We have to ask questions like, does the road need special spaces where buses can pick up and drop off passengers? Is there enough room to build sidewalks? Can bike lanes be added? These answers help us create a project that truly meets the needs of all of our commuters while lessening congestion and being much more friendly to the environment. Now, that's what we're going to do in the future. We're also working to provide more choices. The Smart Commute Challenge is a way to explore those choices. And when companies compete with each other, as they do in this challenge, we all win. So if you're an employer in downtown Raleigh with employees participating, you'll quickly learn how nice it is not to worry about finding street parking and then having to move your car every 2 hours. The Smart Commute Challenge is one of the many reasons why areas around the state are seeing more people leaving their cars in the driveway at least a couple of days a week and taking public transportation. Transit systems statewide were honored earlier this year for the efforts to reduce the number of the growth of commuter vehicle miles traveled by 25%, and that was a goal, I think, set by the state legislature several years ago, and we met that goal, working together. Statewide, there's been an increase in van pools from 2000 to 2009, 55% increase. The Go Pass program, implemented through Triangle Transit and CATS, allows employees of participating employers, including state government, to ride the bus for free. And state government ridership increased 47% between 2005 and 2009, and 47% between 2008 and 2009 on TTA. Through alternative commutes, you, the commuter, are saving money in your wallet that you otherwise would have used to purchase gas and maintain your vehicle. The state is also saving money that otherwise would have been used to try to maintain our road system. This is a win-win for all of us. So whether you want to take a bus, ride your bike, hopefully ride a train in the near future, whether you want to start a van pool, the Smart Commute Challenge is a perfect starting point for exploring these alternative commutes. Thank you for being with us today. I'll see you on the bus or the train or walking around your community in the near future. Thanks.